Hey guys, it's Amy, and it is time for another edition of Got a Minute with Amy. And today, the question is the executrix and the heirs. So, the agent said, my client is the executrix of her aunt's estate. We've got the property under contract. We've already checked with the attorney in the will and made sure that the executrix is correct and the one who does have the power to sign. And now the closing company is telling us that we have to have all the heirs sign the deed. Why is that? And then what are we going to do because one of the heirs is overseas and one of the heirs is a minor? Well, the executrix does have the power, according to the law, to sell the property. She can sign the contract. Technically, you would think she'd be able to just sign the deed. It's not the law, it's the title insurance that wants all of the heirs to sign the deed, because the title insurance wants to make sure that none of those heirs comes back later and claims that they did not believe that that woman was the executrix or cause a dispute or something. So that's why they want all of the heirs to sign off on the deed, even though legally it looks like the executrix should have the power to sell the property. Now, the other two issues is the out-of-the-country heir. Not too bad. Deed can be sent to the heir out of the country, and they can go and sign at a notary at the American Embassy. That's the biggest problem when you've got someone who's not in the States, is that they have to have a U.S. notary notarize their signature, and the only place that they're going to find that when they're in foreign countries is if they go to the embassy. So you need to be pretty proactive and make sure that you get it to them in plenty of time for them, because sometimes, it could be on the other side of the country. It could be 6-8 hours away, and they would have to make that trek. And then you also have to tell them to be sure that they check in ahead of time with the embassy to make sure that what days are even available to get notaries. Sometimes it takes maybe only certain days when they actually have the notary in there in the embassy. So there's that. Now, if you wanted, you could also have that out-of-the-country person sign a power of attorney instead of the actual deed, that giving a specific power of attorney to the executrix to do his part. That's also a possibility. But again, the power of attorney has to be notarized by an American notary at the embassy. So there's your out-of-country person. The heir that's the minor is a little bit more difficult. I had one of those 2 years ago. Both the parents had passed away, and the two kids, which were in their teens, and inherited the property. Well, what happens there is that the court has to appoint a guardian. In this case, the court appointed Greg Campbell to be the guardian for the minors. But so what would have to happen is the executrix would have to appeal to the court to have a guardian appointed for the minor, and the guardian would then be in charge of signing for it. So that can be done. It just takes a little bit longer. It took about a month extra when I had to deal with getting the guardian for the minors. So that's how that would be handled. I hope that's helpful. We'll see you later.